Hey guys, what's up? It's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Star Wars The Black Series Asajj Ventress from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Very excited to have this figure in my collection. Really quick, I unfortunately don't have a backdrop that's more suited for Star Wars figures when I'm doing the reviews for now. I will try to get one soon, but right now you're basically going to be seeing a more realistic Earth alleyway, so sorry about that. That breaks your immersion a little bit with this review. Anyway, figure here looks really nice. A lot of us, including myself, have been wanting an Asajj Ventress in the Black Series line for a while, and we finally have one with this new series that comes with Bad Batch figures as well as Bo-Katan, which Bo-Katan for me is coming in next week. I have a bunch of these pre-ordered on Amazon, so I can't wait to get the rest of the figures. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. It's very standard with the new style packaging here. Top half does say Star Wars The Black Series. Figure in the box, some of the contents it comes with. A little bit of a plain backdrop. It's just a gray color, but I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to take the figure out of the box anyway. Star Wars The Clone Wars, and it's surrounded by that with that yellow sash that you can see there. And they say Asajj Ventress. I kind of said that name wrong, sorry. Warnings, ages 4 and up, and Hasbro. It does say Star Wars The Black Series on this side here, and then a nice yellow sash, and that was pretty much it for this side. But on this side, it's really nice artwork. I don't remember what figure is supposed to be next to her. As you can see, I think it's that's supposed to be Cad Bane. Now I'm seeing the hat. And then towards the bottom half here, it has some more of that color there, that nice yellow color. It does say Asajj Ventress right there. I got it right that time. And then the top of the box here is just a window there, so the light shines through or whatever. On this side here, just a multilingual read-up if you want to pause and read that right now. It does say Asajj Ventress in Star Wars The Black Series. Give you a better look at the image right there of Asajj Ventress, which is a very nice artwork. I think they did a really good job. And then I just say figure number 7 for the Star Wars The Clone Wars stuff for Black Series. A bunch of multilingual warnings there. And then on the bottom here, if you need it, here's the barcodes. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. And here's the figure out of the packaging. Overall, I do think they did a pretty good job with the figure. I just wish they did a little bit more with it, though. And it does share some problems with previous Black Series figures that I have. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this figure comes with, and we'll take a close look at the figure. Now, she comes with 2 lightsabers, which are practically the same sculpt. I mean, look at them. They are very much the same curve. They have a little bit of nice black paint going on in there. It's, I believe, mostly molded in a gray type of plastic with a little bit of black on there. Then you can see the nice translucent red plastic that they're using for the saber pieces. The difference between both of them, of course, as you can see, they do have these pegs right here. And you, like with a lot of Black Series figures, you can take these pieces out, like so. I have a little bit of trouble putting this one in, but as you can see, that thing was rolling off there. You can insert, there's little holes right there on the front. You can insert your lightsaber hilts, like so, and they'll stick in there. They're not going to fall out, which is actually pretty nice. I mean, if you pull on them a little bit, they definitely will. And then you'll get to see this towards the end of the review where this is lit, but you can connect them like that since one of them has a peg and the other one has a peg hole. So overall, very nice stuff that you can do with the lightsabers. I'll do a quick 360 right here, even though it's a little far away. You can't see it too well. I really do need to get a rotating figure stand with a battery. Let's go ahead and take a look at the face sculpt, shall we? Because they do, even though this is an animated series figure, sorry, there we go. Even though it's an animated series figure, they do have a bit of face printing on here. I don't think it's bad at all. Is it accurate to the the different iterations we get? I don't really think so, but I mean, I do think it's close enough. This is, you could tell this is Asajj Ventress. To me, that is the most important thing. For some people, they need 100% accuracy, and I think that is valid. But at the same time, I think that they did a pretty good enough job on this figure already when it comes to the likeness. And those head tattoos are extremely nice as well. They are very nicely painted on here. From what I'm seeing, I don't see any kind of paint imperfections. I'm looking close. I really can't. The lip color is really nice. The eyes came through really well. The overall sculpting, especially on the ears and the cheekbones, are very good. Now, the paint, I feel like there is some paint in certain areas on here. I believe this is painted. The skin tone, I believe, on the clothes are painted. So they're molded in this kind of bluish, purplish, and I don't know, it looks okay in some areas. This is what the back looks like. The part you got the skin, the paint on there, it's a little, just a very minor sloppy job right there. But they do have a little bit of sculpting on the actual back muscles right there for her, which is pretty nice. It's a little sloppy on the front as well with the paint. You have to look really close. You're not really catching on the camera right now. So that's just the nitpicks so far. Nothing too horrible, of course. A bit of a splotch right there on that dark blue where the skin tone is. And the reason why I said that this stuff is okay, it's just it looks a little too glittery. It kind of looks like when sometimes Marvel Legends wants to, not put any paint into making things look metallic, so they make it look like this pearlized thing. It's almost what we're getting here with a little bit of glitter going on here, but it's not horrible. But we do have the nice sculpting, a little bit of nice paint going on the arm wraps, and the hands have a nice sculpting to it too. They actually continued some of the hand wrap sculpting, I believe, on the joint right there. When you hinge it, they don't really continue it, which is fine. Not going to notice it too much. And then we get around to this piece right here. I don't know, it's this part, not really a belt. It's just part of her clothes, around the waist. And I can't really complain too much. I mean, there's this big, ugly seam line right there, but a lot of figures have that. Not forgiving it for that. It is pretty ugly, but that's something that's sort of expected, which is unfortunate to say. I do think that they did a really good job with the belt, at least. Now, this thing, it's not badly sculpted or anything, but it just kind of hangs out in the way. It kind of reminds me of the Slave Leia, skirt piece that kind of does that. I didn't really dig that too much, and I'm not really digging it here. But the overall sculpt is nice. It's just the soft plastic just hanging in the wind is not the greatest. The sculpting on it, though, with the nice gold, a little bit of purple and gold going on throughout the bottom there, looks very good. I have no complaints there. I think they did a good job where you can store the holster, or the, holsters, where you can holster your lightsabers, and the belt also is really good. We have soft goods. Finally, I've missed some soft goods, and they kind of get in the way of articulation, but not too much though. Mostly, actually, I don't think they restrict articulation at all. You just can't really see where it's going, so you're going to want to lift this up every once in a while to see what's going on with the articulation. With this nice bluish, purplish type of fabric that they got going on, and I think it looks really good. It kind of shimmers in the light too. I dig that. And it's all seamed and patched and sewn around here. I don't know if it's actually technically removable. I don't believe so. In theory, you could. I don't know how weird it would look without the skirt. I do wish it was actually removable, because I do believe there are times where we got to see her leggings in the show. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I vaguely remember that. So if we had leggings like this, I mean, if you had the option to take the skirt off and then would have to put it back on, of course, I think that would be cool. But you do get actual sculpting on the leggings there. Not much paint though. Still pretty good. Yeah, there's not much I could complain with there. Basically the under part here, like the underwear and whatnot. It's not really underwear, but it has a similar thing going on with the glitter that we had with the upper part here. I did forget about the neck. The neck, the sculpting on here is a little plain. It's not horrible, but it's just kind of just not much is going on there, as you can see. I just thought I would point that out real quick. Then we get down to the feet and the legs, and just more of that sculpting. And it's actually a soft sculpt. Like, it's just, I don't really see much different sculpting besides maybe around the sole of the feet for the shoes right there. Maybe on the back, of course. And then there are the peg holes in the bottom of the feet. So overall, it's not a horrible sculpt. The head sculpt's fantastic. The rest of it looks soft in certain areas throughout the body. But overall, I do think it's serviceable. Again, to me, it looks like Asajj Ventress, so I'm not going to complain too much there. There are things that they could have done better, of course. Articulation is pretty basic for Black Series figures. At least for the new ones, we do have this dumbbell head. As you can see up in there, there is no hinge, but we do have a little bit of articulation going on here. So in the neck and the heads, that way it's a combined effort to make it go up pretty well, down pretty all right, side to side as well. So I do wish there was a hinge, but I think the articulation overall in the head is pretty good. We have a very slight butterfly joint going on here. Arms can go all the way around. They do go in and out. Single joint elbow that actually bends really well. Swivel here, the elbow. Swivel at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrists for both hands. So there's not an up and down motion. I do wish one of them at least have both, or one of them had an up and down motion, but the in and out is fine. We do have a ball joint waist, which actually works pretty well. The back is better than it looks, honestly. Forward, side to side's pretty good. Can rotate, of course. Look at that. Some of the paint. Yikes. Anyway, we do have legs that can go forward, back, in and out. And so it's a little restrictive in the in and out is what I was thinking of earlier. But you can lift it up a little bit with the skirt. It's not going to be that much of a problem. Upper thigh swivel. We do have a swivel at the actual knee here. We do have a single joint knee, but it does bend pretty well. And then we do have a hinge of the foot and a bit of an ankle rocker. One thing I do want to mention is that some of the fabric is starting to kind of flake off onto my review station, so you may have that similar problem here. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, but I just thought I would make you guys aware of that. So for size comparisons, I have some quick ones. On the left, we have the Black Series Count Dooku. On the right, we have the Black Series Episode 2 Anakin. And both of them are actually taller than her. You didn't realize just how tall Count Dooku was. He is a very tall character. But Anakin is definitely a little bit taller than her. And then if we look at a Clone Trooper here, that's a Camino Clone Trooper. It's going to be a little bit taller than her as well. Black Series are usually scaled down a little bit compared to Marvel Legends. So on the right, that is Cyborg Spider-Man. And of course, he is also going to be taller than her. So overall, I do think this is a pretty alright figure. I'm not super disappointed, but I just wish that they did things differently with this figure. For starters, she really only comes with the 2 lightsabers, which is cool that you could store them and you can connect them and whatnot. But I do wish we got maybe some alternate hands, you know, maybe like some Force using hands. I would like those with a lot of other Jedi as well in the Black Series line. I do wish there was a way to actually remove the soft goods. From my understanding, there really isn't without potentially breaking something. Like, I don't know if you can remove this without taking off the belt. If you have a way of doing so, let me know. I'd like to know without potentially damaging any of the soft goods or the plastic on this figure. But also, I think the sculpting in certain areas, at least in the chest and some in the legs, is a little poor. I mean, the legs I think are okay, but paint and sculpt could be better overall. But what we do have is a pretty solid figure for 20 bucks. I really like the head sculpt. We do have some good paint in certain areas, of course, just not consistently good. Articulation is pretty decent, could be a little bit better, of course, but overall, it's an Asajj Ventress figure. We don't get many characters like this in the Black Series line, so I do recommend picking it up. It is 20 bucks retail. I got mine on Amazon. There are other retailers, which I'll put down in the description below, where you can pick up this figure. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.